Good evening, Map here, Map Investments. Hope you're all having a great day, good night, great evening, whatever you want to call it. Um, let's get into it. First week of the year, pretty good. We had a little pullback yesterday, and today was a pretty decent day. Um, the indexes, let me go over here because I got the after hours trading here. Let me get you the numbers for the regular session. Um, the Dow Jones was up more than 0.5%, 186 to 33,704. S&P up 0.70% to 3919. NASDAQ up 1%, 106 to 10742. And small caps were up 1.5%, leading the bunch to 1822. VIX down to 2058, 6.33% down. Back to the futures. So let's take a look at the dollar. Dollar is hovering at 103.31. Pull up the chart. Low was 103. We really got to hold that 103 level. But like I've been saying, I think this will be a year where the dollar will be weaker. And I actually went all in. I put all my chips in. They're all in my 401k. Threw them all in, and I threw it into the FIKDX, Fidelity Diversified International K Fund. And hopefully I can ride this back up to, it's getting to the high of the last 6 months. And hopefully we can get a breakout here, and I can get a nice run to 14.5, hopefully, more or less. The all-time high was 1540, more or less. So this fund's been around since 2017, and I really don't have any options. So I'm just gonna go with this international exposure, and then concentrate on my regular portfolio here in the United States, besides other commodity like precious metals as well. The 10-year did get a bid today, back to 360. We were hovering almost at 3.5. Now we're at 360, so it went up a little bit on the interest rates. Bitcoin back up to 17.5 almost. Oil lingering about $75. S&P flat in the after hours. Gold hanging around 1880. Meat price is pretty stable, consolidating and staying up there. NASDAQ flat. Dow Jones pretty flat here in the night session. Palladium and platinum pretty flat. Net gas 360 pretty down. And pretty crazy at the level it's at. And what else? Small caps flat. Silver under 24, unfortunately. VIX up 10 cents. Grains pretty quiet. And those are your futures. On the news front, I was watching the news today. Didn't see much on the news. I know we have earnings season coming up here with the banks starting to report. Wells Fargo, once the number one player in the mortgages, steps back from the market. So Wells Fargo stepping back. Gunluck says he tremendously favors non-U.S. stocks. So I guess he agrees with my move going forward, calls bonds exciting. I don't know about that, but he is the bond king. Tesla plans to spend more than $770 million on Texas factory expansion. Livestock's futures little changed. after NASDAQ's third straight winning day. Powell says Fed might have to make unpopular decisions to stabilize prices. Amazon's buy with Prime is a positive step, but the stock is still expensive. Live Russians make tactical advances near key target of Bakhmut. Kyiv says situation is extremely difficult. Pro Picks watch all Tuesday's big calls on CNBC. Stephanie McMahon steps down as WWCO as her dad Vince returns. Winter of disconnect. Morgan Stanley Mike Wilson braces for more than 20% stock drop. I'm really focusing on these dividend paying stocks, and I'll get into what I did today. And I hit one today on the head. GOP-led House creates a new China threat committee. Its first big bipartisan win. FTX investors included Patriots owner Robert Kraft, billionaire Paul Tudor Jones. The 8 rarest types of employees, they simply outperform everyone else as career expert. Wells Fargo we talked about. Damn, I didn't play Mega Millions. 5 brands of dark chocolate that test high for lead. I eat dark chocolate every day and actually dip it in peanut butter. Good stuff. It's like my staple. So I'm probably full of high lead. Want to land a remote job in 2023. The 20 companies are hiring spree. I'm a remote worker, and I've been a remote worker for 13 plus years. And it's great. It does offer flexibility. And I enjoy it. Very, very happy. Car market is starting to pick up a little. Let's see what happens. This global ETF is the only fund that's posted gains every year for the past decade. And I'm really focusing on global stocks instead of here in the U.S., as I think the dollar will decline and it will help foreign markets. S&P will gain almost nothing in the next decade. Wow, Stifel predicts. I can see that. Traders don't want to believe the Fed, so get used to a lot of choppiness. Wow. UBS sees the stocks winning from potential Bed Bath & Beyond bankruptcy. I think a lot of them Mimi stocks that was one of them that was bumping today. Maybe short covering, who knows. But you won't see me in there. Investors better hope for CPI data confirms inflation in fairly rapid retreat. I have to look at the calendar to see when that CPI data. Let's take a look at it now. It's very, 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 very important. CPI, let's see here. Calendar. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I think it's tomorrow, guys. Wow, gotta be very, very careful. Tomorrow we might get some volatility for sure. Maybe it might be good to throw a hedge on, but I think it might come in softer. I don't think they can control the price of oil or food or rents, but they can really put a hamper on car prices and housing, which they've done, which we're starting to see. But food is hanging up there. Goldman basket of U.S. stocks linked to China is starting to beat the market. Investors may be surprised how low the S&P can go in a recession. Morgan Stanley seems very bearish. Did the market already show its hand in the first week of 2023? Simple. First 5 days, stock market indicator could send a good omen for 23. This week's top performing stock, One Media with upside, Warner Brothers. Bitcoin volatility fell to historic lows this week. While that might be bad news, healthcare ETFs tend to rise around next week JPM conference. We talked about that Eli Lilly Alzheimer's drug. Success not all or nothing for Eli Lilly. So that's pretty much it. I'm regurgitating the news, but I just wanted to see what we got here so we could prepare. Let me pull up my watch list here for dividend stocks. And so let me line them up. So here are my orders for today. Actually, let me give you my orders for the last 2 days, because I did a video Friday and I didn't do one yesterday. I was down some yesterday, and today I was up bigger than yesterday. So I'm up for the week and I'm up for the year, and I'm very happy with that, obviously. So we're gonna go to all, and we're gonna go to filter, and we're gonna do custom, and we'll go. Today's the 10th, so let's go 9, which that would have been all my trades in the last 2 days, yesterday and today. So I closed out Dow in my retirement account for 6 cents. And I went long today. Was it today? Today's the 9th. So these are all today. Oh no, today's the 10th, my bad. I didn't do a lot today. So yeah, okay, so yeah. So I got into VFC Corp. I bought 100 shares, and they pay a dividend of 6.81, and I think they're very undervalued. I think I mentioned them in my prior video. They own Timberland, Dickies, North Face, I think it is. The winter coats. You can look them up, but I like them. I think they're undervalued, and I picked them up. And I'm gonna get paid to wait when the next dividend comes out. So I closed Dow. I closed Mo. Did I close Mo? I closed Mo for a 50% profit. I closed Intel for 14 cents, almost full profit. International Paper, I closed for 8 cents, almost full profit. Now I'm kind of iffy on this one, but I wanted to get the dividend. I bought Foot Locker today in one of my retirement accounts, and they pay a 4% dividend coming up here on. I bought 100 shares of them, and their dividend is, they pay 4%, and they're paying it on. You have to be in by tomorrow. You got to be in by tomorrow. AbbVie, I made a profit on AbbVie, but they had some news that I didn't like, and I got out of the stock. I sold at 164, and you can see it dropped to 159. I made a profit, and I got out. Now they have to pay some royalties to CTMX, but they didn't confirm that. And I picked up a little bit of CTMX. I closed my copper short, which I lost, and that's fine. I scratched my 10-year future trade, was pretty much break even. I made over 20% on my UNG put credit spread. I made a little bit of a scratch on Warner Brothers. Closed Ryan for a small profit. Disney, Airbnb, Dollar Tree, Zoom, Walgreens 50%. Those other ones, small gains, but I just wanted to close them out since they're almost expiring. I opened up another put credit spread in UNG, and I closed VERU for a small profit. And my best trade today was Cracker Barrel. I bought it about $100, and the minute I bought it, it started zooming today. I was like, what the hell? So here's the chart, and it was at about $100. And I was like, oh, let me buy it, because they got the dividend on the 12th, and they pay a 5% dividend at the time. It was like 5 something, and the stock rocketed, bro. I got in like at 100. I think it was a little bit less than $100.84, and you can see it closed at closed at about, let me see. Well, here it closed at 104.78. So yeah, goodbye. Happy with that purchase. So back to my watch list. Cracker Barrel was the winner of the day, and you can see the stocks that I own with the green flags. Those are the ones I own. I own Cracker Barrel, Medtronic, Seagate, Total, Energy, Foot Locker, Hasbro, Verizon, Cisco, Annaly, Intel, Huntington Bank, U.S. Bank, Canagra Food, Mo, which is Altera, the cigarettes, and that's all. I got rid of Ambev. Yeah, so there were some good winners. Overall, was up 1.18% today. I beat most of the averages, if I'm not mistaken, except the small caps. And go by P&L open here. Verizon, my biggest winner. Intel, good winner so far. USB, good winner. Hasbro, you can see them there, all my winners. In lifetime, Cisco, Newmont, Medtronics. I have Western Union. They pay a nice dividend. Some are options, but most of these are stocks. You can see here the number 100. Those are stocks. That's pretty much it. This is my regular brokerage account. Some other spreads that I have that are probably dead in the water. And there's Foot Locker, VFC. So you got my portfolio. So this one, the first one is a traditional IRA. The next account is a Roth IRA, and then the last one is a regular stockbroker account, regular account. But yeah, I mean, while looking for where to put some money to work, it stood out to me today when I was looking. So what I was doing today and yesterday, I was here looking for, who pays dividend. How can I? Why dividend done? And how can I pick the days here? Okay, here. Sorry. All right. So like, I start going by the days and see, who's got the fattest dividend, who's got a good dividend, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. And today I was looking and I saw that Friday, I think it was Friday, Cracker Barrel. Was it Friday? Let me see when they pay their dividend. I think they pay on the 12th, my bad. Yeah, so they pay their dividend on the 12th, so you have to be in by tomorrow. And I was looking at it, I was like, wow, $1.30. You got to be in by the 12th. They record the 13th, and you get paid on the 31st. So I bought 100 shares. I mean, mind you, it's $100 stock, so it's $10,000 of buying power. But hey, man, I got a dividend of $130 on my 100 shares. 100 times 130 is $130. Plus whatever the stock appreciated. And I might just reinvest and buy another share of Cracker Barrel with that dividend and compound it. I was looking at their analytics here when I was doing the research, because it stood out to me. I was like, 5%, that's a good return. And Cracker Barrel, it's been around, and I like the food's not bad. I went over here to Guru Focus. I keep knocking me out here. Bear with me. Pull up the stock here. You ever eat in there? They're pretty good. They got a nice meatloaf. They got cornbread. And they got all kinds of goodies. And they got a little gift shop. They got good rocking chairs. Well, anyways, here it says good fair value, 159. And stock was at 100. I was like, well, it's been pulled back. I wish I would have got it over here at 80 something. But can never pick a real bottom. I mean, it's tough. And here's the chart, 5-year chart. And I thought, well, maybe we got a little bump up, and I guess it paid off. I guess let's see what happens. So I like Cracker Barrel. I also got into Foot Locker. Foot Locker, Foot Locker is a little tough one, but I took a stab at it. Good fair value, 45. It's trading about 40, and they give you about a 4% dividend. And I saw that here. You see Foot Locker right here. So I was going through these here to see who gives you a good dividend. And obviously, this is my watch list. If I see a big pullback on one of them, I might just sell put because I want to own the stock, But we haven't had that pretty much all year. It's been pretty quiet on these dividend stocks. They've been acting well. Like, look at my watch list, and all of them are pretty green except United Health, which has come down a lot. AbbVie, they cut their earnings, so that's why it's come back a lot. But they pay like a 4% dividend, the 371, but they lowered their earnings forecast. Clorox pays 3.35. These guys pay 7.37. I need to see when these guys pay their dividend. This is a good company. They do coal, and coal is hot. Pfizer's been beat up pretty good in the last couple of days. I have some puts there. Now that name's been beat up, and they got a good dividend. They have a dividend of 3.5 almost. So that's what I've been looking at. We got some playoff action. The Dolphins made the playoffs first time since 2016. I'm a fan of the Seahawks. They got a tough battle against the Niners. That's no joke. Chargers and Jags. Jags, good defense. Let's see what happens. Chargers pretty good. Dolphins have a tough game against the Bills. Giants and Vikes, tough one there. I don't even know who. That's a tough one. Ravens and Bengals, maybe Bengals. And Cowboys and Bucks, you don't even know. With Brady, at the helm. The GOAT. GOAT. The bar chart, trying to focus on dividends, guys, because I'm very defensive. Tesla down a little bit. Amazon had a little bump. Alibaba bump. The speculators were playing with Bed Bath & Beyond. American Airlines. Coinbase had a nice rally, but I think they were firing another 20% of their staff, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know there's a bottom in crypto, but I really have no interest in that stuff, to be frank with you. So there's been a little bit of bump up in these tech names. I keep hitting this button. I'm looking for value, and I'm looking for stuff that is not interest rate sensitive, and that they can pass on that cost to consumers, and it's that products that people really, really need. That's what I'm trying to focus on. Cracker Barrel, it is a luxury to go out and eat, but I think it's undervalued. A nice yield of 5%. And Foot Locker, people like sneakers, and they're doing some stuff on the mobile platform and getting their ducks in a row, and 4% to wait on that one. That's why it's important to get into dividend-paying stocks. There weren't a lot of losers today, so not much to talk about on the loser front for the most part. Avago was down 20 today because Apple said they're going to start doing their chips by 2025, and They were down 20 and then ended up only closing down $2. Pretty interesting. AbbVie lowered their earnings. Mosaic, well, gotta look at Mosaic. That's a good name. Wonder why they were down. CVS was down, maybe in correlation with Walgreens. CrowdStrike down to 95. Cybersecurity's been hit a little bit. Adobe down some. Oh wow, look at SMCI. That one's come down 7%. I wonder why. It's a pretty decent name. We'll have to look at it. It's a high flyer, but it is tech. And when interest rates rise, tech's not that favorable. You're gonna get some rallies, but look for maybe. I haven't had the time to, but I would like to. If we get another bump up, market is in a confirmed uptrend again, based on IBD. But if we get a little bump up on some of these non-profitable tech names, I might do call credit spreads and put some bearish trades on. I'm not seeing a lot of pullbacks in these nice dividend names. Hopefully I can get some, and if I have some capital, I'll deploy it. I do have dry powder because I did take off some positions like Marlboro, Verizon, Dow. I did buy back the put because it was basically a nickel or 10 cents worth left on it. So it wasn't worth staying in the risk for 5 or 10 cents left. I might as well close it out and wait for it to come back to me. But that's pretty much it. Take a look at maybe Foot Locker. They have a decent dividend, and Cracker Barrel. Nice dividends, and they're going to pay them out soon here shortly. We also have earnings coming up, so stay awake for the earnings. And we got CPI report, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow based on the calendar. You all have a good night. Like the channel, subscribe, comment in the section there. Maybe any ideas or trades or help you might need on developing a trade or options. I'm not a financial advisor, and make your investments at your own risk. But I think you got to follow the trend, which is try and get foreign exposure. I'm going to stay with this theme, precious metals, value plays, dividend paying stocks, and focusing on stuff that people really, really, really need in everyday life, and that customers and that companies can pass on the cost to consumers. Anyway, stay safe out there, and I'll check y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.